Good afternoon, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and I bring you all my Kaido deck profile post set 2 and post the film deck. There's a little bit of both Magellan cards and set 2 cards in here to make a really powerful set 2 Kaido deck. Now if you don't know, Kaido is probably the strongest out of all the purple decks, just base Kaido himself, as he should be. He is a impressive force, but basically he's a 5-drop. Well, he's not a 5-drop, he has 5 life, and basically what he does is that when you minus 7 Dawn, you rip an opponent's life and send it to the graveyard. A very powerful effect, and can definitely clutch you a lot of games. So let's just go straight into this. First things first, we gotta play the big man himself. If we're playing a Kaido deck, you gotta play this guy. He is locked into Animal King leaders. So if you're playing King or Kaido himself, you have to play this guy. This guy's insane. He is Dark Hole on legs. He is a powerhouse. So basically, he's a 10 summon, and he's 12,000 attack. But on summon, minus 6 Dawn, which includes the Dawn you use to summon him, and then just straight up nuke both our fields. He's Dark Hole on legs. Against green in particular, that is a death sentence. Just the fact that you can just blow up the field and just leave them to shreds, all their resources are just sent to grave, is really oppressive. And the fact that he's at 12,000 means your opponent's putting all their Dawn in one basket just to try to kill this guy. And even if they do, they put so much for wasting that turn, you just auto win, honestly. They put so many resources just to even get around this guy. He's almost an auto win once he hits field. Really powerful card in general, and is definitely a must-have 3 of. We also have the other Kaido. This guy is also insane. Big boy himself. He is a 9-drop, 10,000, and on play, you minus 5, pop a card on your opponent's field with 6 or less character. And then this card gains Rush, which is pretty insane. The fact that he's a Rush and he's a 10,000 is absolutely terrifying. He's another, like, bombshell you want to do. Now, the biggest issue with purple is ramp up. If you don't know the concept of ramp up, purple's gimmick is that they minus Dawn in order to get really powerful effects, as you can see here. Minusing 7 rips opponent's life. Minusing 6 literally nukes the field. Minusing, I believe it's 5. Yeah, minusing 5 kills a 6 or lower. Really powerful effects, but they have such high costs to summon them. So the idea of purple is that you want to ramp up. You just want to dedicate your cards to getting as much Dawn as quick as possible to stop your opponent in its tracks. Now, luckily, we definitely got some new cards that definitely assist with that. And I definitely want to go over those cards. But that's the idea of purple in a nutshell. Now, I am trying out Magellan. Now, Magellan goes against everything I just said, just for the simple fact that his whole gimmick is that we also minus Dawn, and he does nothing to do when it comes to increasing, but he's like a mini boss. So basically, he's a 5-drop, and you minus 1 Dawn to minus your opponent's Dawn, but when he is KO'd by your opponent minuses 2 Dawn. So basically, he's a whole turn set when he dies, which is pretty insane. He's a really cool mid-rangey card that I really like. Now, you can personally put kings in here. You can put any number of cards here. I'm trying out Magellan. I just think he's just really interesting. And he's the whole reason why I wanted to build that Magellan deck a couple days ago. So now I'm trying out the Kaido version and going from there. So I really like him. The fact that he's just... Plus, he's searchable, too. Kaido himself and King and Queen, none of those guys are searchable yet. He is a searchable mini boss for your opponent to deal with, and I like that. We're also playing for Queen. Queen is the best blocker we have in the entire deck. He's a 5-drop, minus 1 Dawn, draw 2, pitch 1. Really powerful card, 6,000 attack. Must have for any purple strategy, I feel like. Just a really solid card in general. We're also playing this new film card that is kind of crazy. Just on play, add a Dawn from your deck as rested. It's just a really way to cool ramp up, while also having a 5,000 beat stick on field. Not a bad card in general. and I really appreciate it overall. Another card that just on summon allows you to get Dawn on field is, of course, Jack. Jack is another really powerful card that just says, hey, on summon, just gain a Dawn, which is pretty insane. Not to mention, they have counters. I forgot to mention that. These don't, but and she doesn't either. But he does have a counter, so worst comes to worst, you can always pitch him. Another card for great ramp up is this guy right here, Sakazui. This guy is also insane. He's a 2K counter, so that's already great. And when he attacks, trash one card from your hand, add a Dawn. Now, that is not the greatest effect, but he is still a 2K counter that you can play and ultimately have some huge potential there. So I really like this card, and it's good on summon, it's good in hand. Just a good card in general. We're also playing for Susie, or Little Sadie, or however you want to pronounce her name, because she is a 2K, and that's really about it. She's a 2K 3-drop that's searchable. We're also playing Domino, because she's also searchable, as she's a 2K blocker with a counter, which is kind of crazy. When you gotta play it, it's searchable. The other 2K counter we're playing is Black Maria. We could play the old hag lady, because literally all three of these cards are the same, and both Black Maria and the hag can't be searched, but who cares? This one's prettier, I guess, so I chose this one. And then, of course, for our final monster, we are playing Hannibal, because this is a somewhat of a impel down deck. He can search her, him, and our spell card, which we'll get into in a second. Not this one, of course. This one we're playing because this card's just insane. Basically, you one Dawn minus a Dawn, and your character gains 4,000, which is pretty solid. But no, this card right here, another search target off Hannibal here. Judgment of Hell. This card is just really powerful. It makes two of your opponent's monsters is minus 3,000, which is like minusing 6 Dawn from characters, which is crazy. And overall, it's just a great card in general. And of course, finally, we have 3 of the Oganishimas. We're playing so many ramp-up cards in this deck, I feel like you don't want to brick on this card, because once you have it, there is no MST yet in the format. Thus, this field spell is always going to be there. So I feel like once you see it, you're good. It's going to be in your life. It's going to be drawn. Just really solid card. So that is it for this deck. I think this deck's super more consistent now. This is the fact we have a starting play. The biggest issue with purple for the longest time was they needed like 2 Dawn in order to get all their play started. They had no like 1 Dawn card. So Hannibal kind of accesses that. Not to mention we have some really good search targets, and the fact that we have Domino over here. We have a mini boss monster. We have this really powerful counter card, which is kind of insane. Not to mention it goes with the whole aesthetic of the deck. So I hope you all enjoy. Take care, and don't do anything stupid. See you on the next one.